What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Uniques. So today I actually have a Javelin that I think you guys might like, especially if you are an Amazon player. So one of the most underutilized classes in terms of Uniques in original Diablo 2 I've always felt was the Amazon. Well, the Javelin, to be more precise. And the reason I say this is because if you actually go and look to see how many Uniques can drop for a Javelin, if you just want plain straight up Javelins, it's only 2. So one of the things I was excited about getting into when I started to play Diablo 2 Reimagined was to see if they had added or incorporated any more unique javelins for the Amazon. And sure enough, they did. So this one we're going to talk about today is actually called Pegasus Wing. This one may very well be one of the better ones in the whole game. So if you want to go out and get this, I suggest you start farming cows. That's where I found it, at least. But cows is a great place in this version of the game to go out and farm. Not so much for experience. I don't really get a lot of experience when I'm farming cows. A lot of people try to tell me that you should be getting a lot of experience there. And I mean, I'm playing on players 5, so maybe I just suck at the game and should be playing on player 7. I guess that could be fair, but I never really get too much experience at all when I'm there. Enough of that chit chat though. Let's go through the affixes. We got +2 to all skills. Underneath this, we have +1 to javelin and spear skills. This effectively gives you +3 to all of your javelin and spear skills. And if you are a Javelin, then that is very good for you. Now, you can hold this in one hand as a throwing weapon, which means you can also have a shield, meaning that opens the possibility for you to have even more stats on your character that you're going to need. So, I have to give it up right now for that, especially if you just saw the last video I did, then you already know I don't much like two-handed weapons. But this is not that, so we don't have to worry about that this time. So underneath that, we get +40 faster hit recovery, which is, again, great, especially if you're in the middle of a mob. We are going to get to something really cool underneath that here pretty quickly that I think you're going to like. So we also get +40% faster block rate. You get 130 enhanced damage. That's what this one rolled with. And you also get, check this out, +3 to teleport. Yes, +3 to teleport, which is great. Yes, you can go and get a teleport staff, but you don't want to be holding that while you're throwing a bunch of javelins. And you find this will no longer need to have an enigma to be able to teleport, which makes the faster hit recovery very valuable to you, because now if you're getting hit, you can just teleport out of there, which is what you need to do anyways. I could completely see my playstyle maybe changing up a little bit if I found this unique as a Javelin, because obviously you're a ranged character and you want to be as far away from the enemies as you can be. So I think with this, instead of just like running backwards every time that I saw an enemy, I'd probably throw a couple javelins and then just teleport to the other side, throw a couple javelins, teleport to the other side, and I would just keep kiting them until they were dead. So this right here, having 3 to teleport, really changes the game for your character unless you already had an enigma, but it takes a while for you to actually find the burr in the jaw. Now, it isn't as bad as old school Diablo 2, where truthfully, it literally took me like 19 years just to find a burr rune. And I know a lot of you might be laughing at me right now, being like, well, you obviously weren't doing enough farming. I was farming so much back in the day. I really was. But I used to play this on computer when it first came out, and I was still in high school, and I was spending most of my time just farming. Now, obviously, other things come up, life happens, and you have to go out and transition into the world. So I didn't have as much time as I used to have in the past to do it, but I would still be trying. And then when they released Diablo 2 Resurrected, I would actually, pretty much every single day after work, I would be on my Switch, playing this game, and farming for whatever I could be. You know, even on the weekends, right? Like if I didn't want to be at the house because there was someone I didn't want to talk to or something like that, like a roommate I didn't like, I would just go off somewhere in my car and just play Diablo 2 all day on my Switch. So yes, I did a lot of farming and I could never find a burr. And I finally found one like 19 years later. In this game, you don't have to worry about that because it's not that bad. The drop weights are not that bad. It did take me at least I want to say a few weeks, but I would probably say more like a month or so to actually find a burr. And then when I got a jaw, I've actually to this day never found a jaw. I do have enigma. That's because I found 4 burr runes before I found 1 jaw rune, and I just decided to sacrifice 2 of my burr runes to make a jaw rune, and then boom, I had enigma. But if I was a Javelin and I found this, I wouldn't even have to worry about that, and I would be so freaking excited. This one also has +5 to experience gained, which is going to be vitally important to you when you're trying to push up into the upper levels of the 90s when you're playing this version of the game. It takes a while to level up to level 99, so having anything that has +5 to experience gained on it, I will take, because I want to get up to that 99 level as fast as I can. Increase stack size and replenishes quantity, which is always great when you have a javelin. Alright, because every time that you throw that thing, not only can you throw more now, but they would just simply replenish themselves, and you're not going to have to worry about the thing running out and you not being able to continuously throw your weapon, which would be terrible for you. So yeah, this unique is amazing. I would say it's better than Thunderstroke. It's better than Shield Maiden's Toss. It's better than Sister of the Sun. Like, it's one of the best uniques for a Javazon in this game, in Diablo 2 Reimagined period. So I say go out and look for this if you're a Javazon, especially if you don't have like the rune words that you need yet, or you can't find all of the runes that you need to make the rune words that you want yet. I would definitely go out and get this one. Yeah, so I very much like and appreciate the fact that we have way more uniques to find now for the Javazon. And if you like playing as a Javazon and you haven't tried this mod yet, I highly suggest it, because it gets a lot more love than it did in the original Diablo 2. And I mean, I think there's something around, was it 8 or 10 unique javelins now that you can actually go out and find. So get out there, get hunting, find this thing, get your teleport, smash everything in the face, and get out. So thank you.